Hello and welcome to PocketSuite for pet professionals. My name is Abby. I'm a dog trainer and I work for PocketSuite. I've been using pet business software for over 8 years now as a trainer myself, and I know how important it is to be able to save time by automating what can be automated so that we can keep the personal touch in parts of our business where it matters most. I'm going to walk you through the basics of the platform today. I do want to disclaim that the platform is very robust and customizable. We can really tweak it to fit unique business needs. Today is going to be a general overview to give you a taste of the very basic functionality. There's so much more to PocketSuite that I cannot fit in 15 minutes. And so please reach out to us for a demo. I'd be happy to go more in depth with you personally. We're going to start with the customer facing portal. This is arguably the most important part of the online part of our industry, right? The customer's initial experience with you, whether it's actually on the phone or on your website and via online booking, needs to be positive. So we can see right here, PocketSuite can link directly to your website, directly to your Google business profile, and through various links that can be sent out automatically through our texting platform. So as a client, I can come in and book and see all of your service offerings. This is a custom menu that we can set up for your specific resort. I'm going to go ahead and do a boarding stay. We can set up various options so we can actually structure, for example, a board and train to last a specific amount of time. Or we can just have per night or per day reservations, right? So I'll do a deluxe suite. If you have a service that needs to have a pro attached, this would be like a groomer or a trainer, you certainly could. You may not need this for boarding for obvious reasons, so we can take this off of your online booking experience for things like boarding and daycare. I am closed on Sundays for pickups and drop-offs, so that's why this is blocked. We can again do that in your platform. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my start and end dates here. And then I can set check-in times and check-out times. We can also set flexible check-in and check-out. So if your facility does not run that way, that's completely fine. And then next we can actually do add-ons and products, right? So if they want to get a trail walk while your dog is at the facility, that's something that we can certainly add on to the service. And then next, now that I've got my dates and I see that you're available, PocketSuite's going to ask a little bit more of me. Okay, who are you? You've seen that we're available. Let's go ahead and get some information to get you on the books. So it did text me a security code. You'll notice no username, no password. Very easy and frictionless for the client to set up. It's going to ask me some basic information about me. This is completely custom. If you as a facility need more information, that's absolutely something PocketSuite can do for you. More importantly, it's going to ask me about my pet. Who's actually coming to stay with us? So my dog's name is Scout. He is a Boykin Spaniel. I can fill in some more information about him here. You can make these things required, of course, for the sake of time. I'm skipping through, but we absolutely would require that a customer fills out these important details for you. It's giving the customer some information about the location of the service, which is nice, especially if you have maybe a long driveway or just, again, really particular ways of arriving to the facility. And then next, it's going to run the charge. Now, this is completely custom. So we can charge certain cancellation fees. We can enforce cancellation policies, cards on file, deposits. It's all completely custom to how you want your policies set up. So for example, my stay is going to cost me $300. I am receiving a $9 surcharge for paying by credit card. That is custom. That's something you can do in PocketSuite if it's legal in your area, or if you prefer to just roll in the cost of credit card processing as a cost of doing business, that's certainly something that can be removed. So I see my order total here, and then my total due now, right? So again, there's a kind of a deposit-based system that I have set up. My card is here. Then again, we can send forms. So forms are more attached to the reservation type and less the client profile. So client profile is filled out, that sticks to the client. A form is by reservation. And so this is for things like every time they board, You may want to have them confirm their feeding and medication, for example, because those things can change. So it's asking me for my food. Um, we do Purina Pro Plan 30/20 because he's an athlete and he has stayed a night at the boarding facility. And I can see what belongings. None. He will eat anything I put in that kennel. So there's his little form. Next, you'll notice I have agreements. Something that I really like about PocketSuite, as I've used multiple other platforms in the past for my dog training, is it's able to dynamically bring in information such as the customer's name, the reservation type. A lot of other systems are more rigid in how their contracts and agreements are handled. PocketSuite's able to bring in those fields. All right, and so now I'm all set. So this is live booking, meaning the customer sees my availability, they can book it. We do have the option to do customer-based requests. So instead of it actually automatically being added to the business calendar, the business would need to approve that request. So that's completely custom. But again, a lot of clients really appreciate the ease of use for clients to be able to just book themselves. So now we'll move into the business side here. We can see right at the top the three things that we do the most, right? Charge client, send invoice, schedule client. Very easy. Also can be done on the smartphone app. The smartphone app is set up the exact same way and has all of the same functionality as the desktop so that you're able to actually run your business from your phone. If we look at our dashboards here, we can look at income, booking, packages, so on and so forth. One of the most important things here that PocketSuite surfaces for you is unpaid bookings. These are bookings that were in the past, 2025 to be exact, that still haven't been paid. So we can charge the client if that card is already on file right from this dashboard on the side. I'm going to take a look at some bookings here. So I can see some upcoming bookings. I can schedule clients directly from this page and I can see the client easily. Another place that we can surface this for you is in your reports. So I've gone to reports and then I get to pick which report I want to take a peek at. Since we're talking about bookings, I'll pull bookings. So I've got my bookings and cancellations report here. I'll notice my bookings are down 6.5%. That kind of tracks because currently we're in that little lull between spring break and Memorial Day, right? Spring break is gangbusters, and then Memorial Day to Labor Day, I'm booked solid. But right now, it's a little bit of that kind of calm before the storm. So I can totally see why that would be the case. What I love is you can, in addition, add additional metrics. Things like income, refunds that were given, discounts. Because I'm in that lull, this is a really good time to run discounts to kind of keep my occupancy full. I can look at things like resource capacity, reservation capacity, the percentage of my total bookable days. So just because my bookings are down 6.5%, my reservations are actually up 1%. And so maybe I'm not getting as many bookings, one-offs, maybe things like grooming or baths, but my reservations, my boarding, my kennels are staying full 1% more than the last period. I can look at things like a heat map. So for bookings, this is really helpful for staffing. I can see where are my busiest times for pickups and drop-offs and completely makes sense during the week that it's in the mornings and afternoons. We can group our additional metrics here by things like date, team member. You could even book other sources if it was applicable. One of the things that PocketSuite can do if it's linked is UTM or lead sourcing, right? So if you're a marketing professional or working with a marketing professional that understands UTM sourcing, that can be linked to your PocketSuite so that we can understand how clients are finding you. As a dog trainer myself, I got to ride the wave of the COVID puppies through about 2022, and then 2023 hit, and we all started to realize that we needed to start marketing because people were not getting puppies at the rate that they were during COVID. And so this has been helpful for me to link my UTM sourcing so that I can actually see how clients are finding me and then continue to pour into those marketing avenues. Another bit of kind of marketing tools that I love about PocketSuite are going to be our messages. So everything is done via text in PocketSuite for the most part, text message reminders. We can do email reminders, but we know that clients are going to see them over text. We can send invoices, we can send contracts, we can send report cards with pictures and hey, this is how Fluffy's doing today. So all of that's done via text message in PocketSuite. Um, it's also nice because as a trainer myself, I no longer have to give out my personal number to clients. I can actually do unlimited two-way texting right through PocketSuite. In addition, you have what's called smart campaigns. And what these are automated text message marketing. I'll give you an example. For clients that complete the daycare evaluation reservation type, they would automatically receive a smart campaign text message asking them to purchase a daycare package or book daycare. Hey, congrats, you passed your daycare evaluation. Why don't you sign up for a package to save money? Or why don't you sign up for a subscription? So all of that can be automated so that again, we automate what can be automated to maintain the personal touch. Another great example, you can set up a smart campaign for birthdays. Birthdays are something we would love to honor for all of our client dogs if we had the bandwidth, but it's just not feasible in all cases. So being able to send automated, personalized text messages without having to touch the system when it's the dog's birthday makes the customer feel valued as they should. So in addition to more customer value, more touches, more marketing, more communication, we can also streamline the customer's experience through the use of packages or subscriptions. A lot of us offer daycare or group classes or even grooming where we want to sell essentially like a punch card, right? Hey, I sell you a pack of daycare days at a discounted rate and then you get to use them. Or, hey, your dog comes to daycare multiple times a week all year long. Why don't you subscribe so you don't have to worry about how many package credits are remaining? You're subscribed, your dog can come as much as you want. Subscriptions can be done weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. So I've also seen dog walkers use subscriptions weekly for maybe 3 walks a week, and they subscribe and that bills weekly. So lots of flexibility here in how we set this up. The point being that we're trying to take out as much admin work for both the customer and the business as possible. That way everything can just run harmoniously and we can all just focus on the dogs. The last thing I'll show you is the calendar. This is obviously a very important part of how we run our businesses. You'll notice at the top, it's asking me to sync my calendar. For your trainers or your groomers, your folks that accept appointments, they are able to sync their personal calendar with PocketSuite. What that does is it will automatically block their PocketSuite calendar if there is a conflict on the personal calendar. So for example, if I have to set up a vet appointment for my personal dog and I have that blocked in my personal calendar on my phone, PocketSuite will automatically take that in and block PocketSuite so that I can't be booked for group classes or private lessons at that time. So this is an example of kind of a day in the life. I can see our different appointments. I can see our classes. I can see our all-day reservations. I can also come to this drop down and pull my resources. In PocketSuite language, this basically just means kennel and play groups, right? It's any space where you can put a dog. It could even be a grooming table. It could be an agility field. The point being, it's a space where a dog is being put. And so it changes the view here a little bit. We're able to see all of our different resources on the left-hand side, and then we can see the reservations tied to them. And so we're able to see if anything overlaps. We're able to see how much further out the client is booked. We can even click and drag the reservation. And something that I like here is it's easy to see. Even if there's further days in the future, green means it's good for the entire duration of the reservation. So I just dragged that down on day 4 of 8 for the reservation to continue. So again, resource calendar versus appointment calendar, all in one spot. All can be viewed on your phone as well. Coming back to the main dashboard here, again, the intention of PocketSuite is to save pet businesses time and money. We've been working with pet businesses for over 10 years. Things like vaccinations, report cards, packages and subscriptions, pet profiles with feeding and medication instructions. All of that should be seamless and easy so that it's not something you're spending time and valuable payroll dollars on. So that was a very quick intro to PocketSuite. There's obviously so much more that lies beneath the surface. So I would love the opportunity to meet with you, show you PocketSuite more in depth, and hear more about how your specific business runs so that we can tweak this to fit your exact business needs. Thanks.